Whenever a Space Marine turns his back on the Imperium of Man, it is not only a terrible and tragic moment for humanity, but it is an affront to the honor of every single Space Marine battle brother that ever existed. For the most part, it is the fault of the Chaos Gods, who lure these demigods into damnation, and their most vulnerable point is when they are the young neophytes, eager to learn and accept the biological gifts of the Emperor of Mankind. It is the duty of the chaplains, the librarians, and the apothecaries of a chapter to maintain a secure border around these fragile warriors while they acquire the necessary tools to become the Imperium's finest soldiers. If one of these Space Marines fails, the corruption of the Chaos Gods can creep in and destroy a warrior's spirit, mind, or body. Such was the case for the neophyte Nihilan of the Salamander's chapter. And with that said, I want to welcome you guys back to another 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and today we're going to be talking about a unique Space Marine traitor by the name of Nihilan. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K lore videos every single day. If you guys have any suggestions for other characters of 40K that you guys would like us to create a video about, please let me know what they are in the comment section below. And if you guys enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It is because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support us. But with all of that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Chaos Sorcerer Nihilan. Brother Nihilan was a young Space Marine librarian of the valiant Salamander's chapter. He studied under the famed chief librarian Velcona, and at first it seemed like this young battle brother would thrive within the chapter. Nihilan was unique amongst his fellow neophytes as his psychic powers grew rather quickly, and with this increase in abilities came the temptations of power. He continued to progress in his physical and mental training. However, Nihilan was continually caught delving into forbidden knowledge of the warp in order to strengthen his own psychic abilities. Velcona tried the best to correct the young librarian on various occasions, but his thirst for power was clearly leading him down the wrong path. With great sorrow, the chief librarian made the decision to end Nihilan's life, fearing that his heretical tendencies would endanger the first founding chapter. Nihilan was shackled with a null collar, preventing the librarian from utilizing his psychic powers ever again, and then was left for dead inside the ruins of the world of Lycanor. Infuriated by this betrayal, enacted by the same battle brother that was supposed to be his mentor, Nihilan allowed himself to fully accept the powers of chaos and turned from the light of the Emperor of Mankind. He repudiated his oath to both his lineage and his chapter, becoming a servant to the Chaos Gods. Nihilan's life wouldn't end on Lycanor. Through the grace of his new Chaos Masters, Nihilan escaped the planet and soon joined the demagogue Vaitanu Shorak, the insane former chaplain of the Black Dragon's chapter who had also turned renegade. It is unknown what promise Ushorak made to Nihilan or what bargain was struck, but the renegade Salamander librarian swore fealty to the former Black Dragon's cause and eagerly followed his new master. Eventually, a strike force composed of the Salamander's Third Company, under the command of Captain Kotan Kadei, caught up to the deranged chaplain and his renegades on the cemetery world of Morabar. While Ushorak delved into the secret crypts beneath the Sepulchre world, the Salamanders and the renegade followers of Ushorak fought savagely through the crematoriums of the ash-blanketed world. At the height of the fighting, Ushorak was plunged into the central furnace at the heart of the planet, and Librarian Nihilan tried to save the former chaplain, but failed and was horribly burned in the process, barely surviving his horrific wounds. From the tattered remnants of Ushorak's followers, the newly christened Chaos Sorcerer Nihilan formed the Dragon Warrior Chaos Space Marine Warband. Determined to enact vengeance against the Salamanders and the people of Nocturne, Captain Kadei sealed his fate as the vengeful Nihilan proceeded to engineer the heroic Salamander's downfall as revenge for his own horrific wounds. Nihilan would forever carry large amounts of scarring on his onyx-colored skin from the incident. To cover it up, he wore power armor the color of split crimson blood, with long curving horns that arced from each shoulder blade. The armor appeared as if adorned with dragon scales, and possessed unholy talismans in the sigil of chaos, dangling from chains blackened from fire. The dragon warriors under Nihilan's control were composed of mercenaries, renegade space marines, and various Xenos. He also possessed a chaos cruiser called the Hellstalker, that served as his mobile base of operation and the flagship of his motley fleet. The Hellstalker possessed an enormous seismic cannon, and he also had in his possession an ancient Stormbird dropship that he used to descend to the surface of a planet. It was this military force that Nihilan used to orchestrate the Chaos Cult uprising of the Cult of Truth on the mining world of Stratos. The revolt was simply a distraction, while the Chaos Sorcerer secretly recovered the artifact known as the Deciphex from the depths of the planet's floating city. The Salamanders responded to Strato's astropathic distress call, and Nihilan was prepared for such a counterattack. In an act of strategic superiority, the Chaos Sorcerer sprung his trap to kill Captain Khotan Kadej, finally getting revenge against the warrior that gave Nihilan his scars. After the successful murder of Kadej, Nihilan enlisted a warband of iron warriors to mine for a special ore known as Phyron from the world of Scoria. It was during this time that the Chaos Sorcerer entered into a demonic pact with the demon Engelsack in order to enhance his already formidable psychic powers. The demon told Nihilan of a forbidden tome that possessed the fell knowledge of the ancient Nocturnian corpse masters that had the ability to resurrect the dead. With this formidable knowledge, Nihilan hoped to resurrect his former master. In return for the demon's knowledge and the enhancement of powers, the Chaos Sorcerer provided the demon a host body, enabling him to enter the material realm as a demon host and wreak havoc on the Salamander's chapter. It was during this conflict that Nihilan revealed his nefarious plan. Utilizing a seismic cannon, he created a shaft that delved deep into the Mount Deathfire, the sacred mountain of the Salamanders on Nocturne. Within the mountain, the Chaos Sorcerer was able to breach the hidden sacred shrine that contained one of the lost books of the Primarch Vulcan, known as the Tome of Fire. The Chaos Sorcerer was confronted by the Salamander Epistolary Pyrel, his fellow former neophyte in training. He defeated him in a psychic battle that resulted in the Salamander's death. Pyrel's sacrifice was not in vain, as Chief Librarian Velcona arrived to face his former pupil before he could make good of his escape. The Chief Librarian and the Chaos Sorcerer battled within Mount Deathfire, but unfortunately for the Salamanders, Nihilan was able to escape thanks to the timely intervention of his personal bodyguards, known as the Glaive. With the Chaos Sorcerer gone, his intentions are still to resurrect his former master, and Nihilan's current whereabouts are completely unknown to the Salamanders. And now the question becomes, are you going to make the Chaos Sorcerer Nihilan part of your Chaos Space Marine warband? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspires you guys to either, like I said, put this guy into your warband or create a character similar to him, because the key part of all of this is rivalries. If you can create a character, whether it's homebrew or if you are taking something from like the lore and giving them some type of rivalry against another chapter, against a type of Xeno race, against something like that, it really just amplifies the coolness factor of your character, and you want to play it. That's something that we've learned throughout the many years of playing the tabletop. If you have a background for each character, it doesn't necessarily have to be each unit, but each like name character, the actual battles become way more fun, and especially if you keep track of like their victories and all that kind of stuff. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other suggestions for topics, please comment down below. I don't know if this is going to be the first video of the year or the last video of the year. But either way, Happy New Year to you guys. And hopefully 2021 brings a lot of cool 40k goodness. Maybe a new Primarch, maybe some new characters. Definitely more badass videos. So again, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Oh, I used to put my freedom first.